Hi, welcome to Knitting in Switzerland. I'm Inke and I'm a Dutch woman living in central Switzerland together with my partner and 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I enjoy everything related to yarn, meaning I love having yarn, I love knitting with yarn, but I also love organizing different events related to yarn. I love talking to people about yarn, and I love sharing my ideas and inspiring others and be inspired by others, everything related to yarn. And in this podcast, I'll take you with me on my journey, on my yarn journey, on the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm knitting on, the things that I'm organizing, but also little snips and bits of my life in Switzerland. So first, guess what I just did? I just confirmed a reservation in a lovely, lovely hotel for hosting my first knitting retreat. I'm organizing a knitting retreat. I told you a little bit about it in the previous episode because I had this idea that I wanted to do it. And in the meantime, I've been to the hotel, I've talked to the people there, I've looked at the rooms, I've looked at the things we can do there, and I thought, well, this is just the ideal spot to organize a knitting retreat. So next year, last weekend of September, 26th to 29th of September, I'm hosting a 3-night, 4-day knitting retreat here in the area, central Switzerland, and I would love everybody to come, of course. I only have 30 spots, but I hope 30 brilliant people will come. And so mark your calendars. In the coming weeks, I will further focus on the program, on what kind of workshops there will be, who will be workshop hosting. My general idea is to bring in as much as Swiss elements as possible. So having Swiss workshop hosts, doing something with Swiss yarn or yarn dyed in Switzerland. But for the rest, everybody, of course, is welcome. And the hotel is really, really located at a beautiful, beautiful spot at the lake where I am also living, or close to where I'm living. The hotel is really literally on the shore at the waterfront. You have beautiful views over the lake. And regarding the timing of the year, I think end of September is a beautiful period to organize these things and to come here and to visit this area, because in summer it can still be really hot. And September, especially end of September, October, like still these weeks, the weather is beautiful, it's sunny, blue skies, but not too hot. Let's say like between 20 and 25 degrees, which is just beautiful also for hikes and being active outside and everything. Of course, it can also rain, but just fingers crossed that next year those 3 days will be dry and you will enjoy the end of summer, beginning of autumn here, leaves starting to change color. And well, I think it's just the environment is showing at its best in that period of the year. I've actually made a little video on this YouTube channel like 2 weeks ago when I did a little cycle tour around the lake. So if you want to get an impression of how it looks like here and if this would be something you would be interested in joining, then you can have a little look already at that video. Sorry, I was quickly interrupted by something that went on in the house. Yeah, so I was talking about the retreat that I'm organizing and next year, end of September. And I'm going to do my very, very best to make it the best retreat and to show Switzerland at its best and to show Swiss knitters and knitting world at its best to everybody joining. But as said, more details will come in the coming weeks, months. Once I have the program fixed and the prices fixed, I will open registration. But if you are interested already, you can always send me an email on knittinginswitzerland@gmail.com to show your interest and that so that I put you on the list. And the moment I have more information, I will definitely share it then via email to those people that are on the list, but of course also through all the other channels like here on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as well, Knitting in Switzerland, and and WhatsApp groups where I'm in, and all these other things. But yeah, for you to know, something to look forward to, at least for me, and I hope for you too. Good. What else? Well, of course, it's been a crazy week, I can say. Mainly knitting-wise, let's say. Knitting-wise, it's been a crazy week because of this mystery make-along of Stephen West, the Mkal. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Stephen West is a knitwear designer, an American knitwear designer based in Amsterdam, and he designs beautiful, beautiful garments, shawls, all different pieces, socks. I'm a fan of him. I've knitted several patterns of him. And once a year, he always organizes this mystery make-along, meaning that you don't know what you are going to make. Well, you know you're going to make a shawl, but only you get a little bit of the pattern every week for 4 weeks. And then only after those 4 weeks, you see your final result. You see where it goes. This whole mystery thing I joined last year, I found was really, really fun. And this year, again, I was really looking forward to it. But last week it started, and then a lot of this, after already like the first 2 days, we were all knitting, and then there were these discussions coming up online and all over the world about the design, and a lot of people saw something saw something in the design which was not intended to be there, and a whole discussion, and I don't want to go into that. I fully understand that Stephen decided to pull back his design and to make it different, and I'm not actually, I thought it was a very interesting but also complicated discussion, and I just noticed that because of this discussion, I didn't feel very happy with knitting on it anymore. I don't want to rip things out, but I also don't feel the joy of knitting when I'm working on it, because it has this discussion around the whole item. And I noticed, luckily, actually, I had a meeting with my knitting group yesterday, and we were all in the same situation. We were all struggling on what to do. Shall we continue with the old design? Shall we start with the new design? Shall we just stop? Everybody was struggling what to do. And you could also see it's something like related to your character, what kind of person you are. If you are a person who says, I don't care what other people think, I just do my thing. Or are you a person like me who says, oh, I want to be friends with everybody, so what's the best situation? But for all of us, we noticed that this design now has this discussion in it, which makes it less fun and free and to work on. So for me, it ended up making the decision like, okay, I'm going to leave it for what it is. I'm not going to rip out anything yet, but I'm also not going to continue now. I want to see first where the whole design goes, and then I will decide if I continue knitting or that I will stop with it or do something else. This was a big decision because I really planned to work full month of October, full on this shawl. And I was like, okay, so that means I all of a sudden have a month of time knitting, extra knitting time, which I didn't take into account. So, whoa, that offers also a lot of new opportunities. And one of the things I thought, well, it would be nice to pick up some of my older WIPs, works in progress, and especially a few actually, or one at least, that I started already a longer time ago, which is also a shawl from Stephen West, because I want to show my support for him, and I feel also very for him that he has to go through these difficult times. So I thought, well, supporting him, I will grab one of my old WIPs. This old WIP is a shawl. It's living in this lovely bag. This is a bag made in from the works. Well, it's made from recycled yarn bombing pieces. As I said in my previous episode, and I will talk about that later as well, is that I'm also organizing regularly yarn bombing projects. Yarn bombing meaning that we knit and crochet pieces which we put outside and decorate in public spaces. So we put colorful yarn around trees, fences, buildings, whatever, all different things here in the community. And we have a big group of people supporting us, helping us with that. And after we've put everything out, we leave it there for 6 to 8 weeks, then we wash it, and then we recycle the pieces. And one of the things we make with them is that we make project bags, or bags you can use for any different kind of thing. So this was one of the squares, which was on fence, I think 3 years ago. And maybe I can put in a little photo here to show you what it looked like on the fence. And we've put it on a bag, we washed it, we put it on a bag, and now it's my lovely project bag. Really happy with that one. So what's living in this bag is my Slippy v Crescent shawl. It's this shawl from Stephen West. It's a shawl with 4 colors and a mohair. And I bought yarn for it, as I said, years ago at his shop in Amsterdam, and Stephen and Penelope. And I have these different colors. Mine is split in blue tones, blue-green tones. So I have a blue here. Oops. I have a gray. And there's the mohair, which is a lighter gray. I didn't prepare this because I'm not even sure. It's too long ago that I even don't remember the names of the yarns. Yeah, and so far, not that far. The main piece, or like the beginning, is this one colored light green bit. Yeah, it's on the needle, so you cannot see very well where it goes, but just to see the pattern, you see the mohair with slip stitches, and then I have the 3 colors coming up, light blue, darker blue, and now I'm working on the gray. So I thought, you know what, let's pick up this WIP and work on this in the month of October. See if we can finish it, maybe. That would be a good achievement. So that's what I'm going to work on from today on. Because yesterday I decided to stop with the Mkal from this year. So there we are. Or I said, I didn't decide yet to stop. I decided to pause for a moment and see first where the design goes. Okay, so that's my Slippy v Crescent shawl. Let's see where that goes. In the meantime, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but there you kind of seen that I have a birthday in the family coming up. My youngest daughter will turn 4 in 2 weeks from now. Oh, no, less than 2 weeks. 1 week from now. And she said, Mommy, I want new socks. And I must say, I've knitted her 1 pair of socks last year, and she's wearing them every night. These are her bed socks, and she wants to wear them like winter, summer, every night. She wants to wear these socks, so she really enjoys them. But her feet are, of course, growing, and her feet are growing really fast. So I already saw that these socks are getting smaller, and not getting tighter and tighter, and not not really fitting anymore really well. So I already said to her, if you want, I can make you new socks. And then she said, yes, I want this. And then I thought, oh, that would be nice if I have them ready for her birthday. So 1.5 weeks ago, I decided to start knitting socks for her. Luckily, she has small feet still, and knitting socks for children goes a bit faster than knitting for adults, of course. But then it came to colors. I have a lot of sock yarn in my stash, so I showed her my stash and I said, what colors do you like? And she said, you know, I like red, orange and pink. So she picked out all these reds and oranges and pinks for my stash. And she said, can you make me socks with that? But the thing is, most of these skeins are mini skeins, so they're too small to knit a full pair of socks with. So I said, well, I can do that, but then it will be like stripy socks or something where I can use all these different yarns in one go, because there's not one color which I have enough from for the whole sock. So this is a bit of the palettes that she chose. Like you see all these pinks and reds and oranges, which are obviously fun to knit with. And I decided to make this design also from Stephen West. Oh, how is that called? Is that the... Ooh, I have to look that up. Oh, I will put it in the screen because I forgot the name. Well, ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't know the name now. I can say it 100 times, but I cannot come up with it now. So, but you probably recognize these. If you know Stephen West, you probably recognize this pattern from him. Brickstone, or I don't know. So these are the socks, almost finished. I'm working actually. Yesterday I finished the last. Oh no, on the other one, because I'm knitting 2 at a time. Here on this one I finished the last stripe, and here I'm working on the toe. And here I just have to add 1 more stripe, and then I can also work on the toe. So top down from leg to toe. Started with a cuff. I did a 3 centimeter cuff, and afterwards I realized maybe that's a bit too long for a children's sock, but yeah, whatever. And then I started the pattern, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors, stripes for the leg, and then I knitted the heel like it's written in the pattern. And now I'm again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes for the foot. I really love the pattern. It looks nice. The only thing is, it's a bit tight. It's not so elastic as normal, like socks that you don't with one color, let's say, because here you're using, of course, your 2 colors. You're not using 2 colors in the same row. You only use 1 color per row, but you do with the slip stitches. It does make the fabric a little less elastic. So I tried them on. It did fit, but it was not so elastic as I wanted it to be. So I hope when I finish it and when I've woven in all the ends and when I've wet blocked it, that I can still block it out like a bit wider so she can get it more easily on her feet. Because now it was a bit tight to get on and off her feet. But yeah, if you were asking for pink socks with red and orange, I think I'm getting there, right? So that's for the socks. What else have I been doing? Last weekend, so a week ago, I joined a knitting retreat. It was a small knitting retreat, or small in a sense, it was just 2 nights from Friday to Sunday. And it was organized by the lovely Simone. She is a Swiss yarn dyer and indie dyer. And she has a yarn brand called, I'm looking here because I have some yarn over here. And the yarn brand is called Forever Taiga Yarns. I'm just showing you what I bought at her retreat. So this is a lovely mohair. Am I saying that correct? Yes. Oh no, merino. Sorry. This is the merino, of course, and this is the. Now I have to check because I don't think it's a mohair. It's a suri. Yes, it's a suri alpaca. So a suri alpaca with a nice merino, both dyed by her. These I bought from her at the retreat to make a shawl, which she had there. It's this pattern, although the pattern is only they used only one color, and here I'm going to make it with 2 colors. So I will knit the lace parts in the suri alpaca, and then the parts in between I will use the merino. And yeah, I just love these 2 colors. I thought they were stunning together. It looked really nice. And yeah, so that was not the only thing I did at the retreat. What did I do at the retreat? At the retreat, it was really just a knitting retreat. We were there about 15 women in a hotel in a nice countryside setting in a bit more north in Switzerland. And I knew a few of the women there, but I didn't, well, most of them I didn't know. I didn't know Simone either before. I only met her there. And she just said, okay, I just like knitting and I love knitting with others, so let's knit with each other. So we sat there for 2 days in the hotel. We had lunches and dinners and breakfast in the hotel, of course, and we were just knitting. Everybody brought their own projects, and you were just knitting on your own project. So one of the things I've been knitting there on were not just the socks for my daughter, but also my Festive Yoke sweater, which I showed also in the previous episode. I think last time I was just at the point where it would split for the arms, and now I'm almost, I think I do 1 more figure and then I'm done with the body. So I knitted this whole bit. 3 different, I knitted the reindeers and then another snowflake design, and then I knitted these little snowmans, which are cute, I think. And I don't. There's 1 more thing coming up. I think another snowflake, and then I might start working on the edges. Oh, you see, my head is everywhere. My words are gone. How do you call it? The Bund in Deutsch. The ribbing, of course. The ribbing of the that still needs to come at the bottom of the sweater. And then, of course, I have to do the arms. So this is another thing I'm working on. And as said in the previous episode, this is a sweater that we are knitting together with the knitting group I'm in. I have my own local knitting group, which I started a year ago. And there we often do knit the same design with the group. It's all voluntary, of course. And if you don't like the design, you don't join us. You don't join that call. Everybody is still welcome to come also work on other projects. But we found it was fun to sometimes work on the same design and inspire each other and see how the others are doing. And especially when it's more of a difficult design, that you can also help each other out for the more difficult pieces. And this was one that I brought in because I saw it was already on my list for a longer time to knit. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if we all knit together a kind of winter sweater, Christmas sweater, and try to finish it before Christmas so we can all wear it this Christmas. So we started 1st of September, and some have already finished this sweater. Others are like me, some were halfway. But the aim is still to finish it before Christmas. So I hope I'll get there. But I do think it's possible if I do 1 figure. I noticed that I can do 1 or 2 figures per week. So I think it will be possible. The only thing, of course, knitting arms in all over color work is still a bit of a job as well. And I've been forwarding that job so far. But of course, when I finish the body, I have to start working on the arms, because it will be a long sleeve garment. have already autumn holidays here. So my oldest daughter, who normally goes to school, has already a week off. And when she has a week off and the weather is good, we traditionally always go for hikes. So I take her to hike in the mountains. She really loves that. And it's also something I can do with her. Because the little one who will turn 4 soon is still too small to do these bigger mountain hikes. She cannot do those. It's like too long hikes and also too dangerous sometimes because it's really in the mountains and you have to be very stable to do these hikes. But my oldest daughter, who is 9, almost turning 10, she can do it and she loves it. So we together went on a hike last week to the top of our local mountain, as we call it, the Wildspits. It's a mountain we can see also from our house. So we see it like in the skyline, we can see it. And she's always looking at it and always saying, "Mommy, next time I want to hike up again to the Wildspits." So we said, okay, we do that. So last Tuesday we went up and we made some videos. It was beautiful weather and she really enjoys now making videos of me when I'm doing things because she says, yeah, you can use that in your YouTube video. She really loves the fact that Mommy is now on YouTube and she gives me tips on what to do and what not to do. And it's really fun to see that she's also enthusiastic about something I'm doing. Because normally she's not so enthusiastic about my knitting because she's, oh, you and your wool and you and your yarn. But on the other hand, she is happy if I knit her something and she's wearing also the things that I knit for her. And now she's really enthusiastic about the whole thing with the videos and making reels for Instagram and making videos for YouTube. So in that sense, she is now kind of into what I'm doing as well. It's funny to see how one side are getting at an age where they don't want to do everything or don't want to like everything what the parents are doing, but on the other side, she's proud and she wants to be part of it. So it's a really fun situation. And yeah, so I will also add some of the videos and photos we've made on this hike, so you get an idea of what our local mountain looks like. And yeah, we had a great day there. Yeah, so is there other things to say? I don't know. I think this is about it, about knitting, about this weeks that I had and a retreat where I went to, and there was this whole Mkal discussion, and yeah, I had a lot of other things going on in life about work and stuff. So I noticed also my brain was not so much into knitting the last couple of days, and also I had to push myself actually to make this video because I was like all over the place, and this actually is a good way to kind of focus again and be in the moment and be here. So in that sense, making a video might even be a little mindful thing to do. So let's see if you also think looking at it is a bit of a mindful thing, and if it also brings you kind of back into the moment and back into what you're doing. So let me know what you think of this video. If you like it, please put a thumbs up. Of course, I would really enjoy if you subscribe to the channel. Some or even more than I thought have already done so that's also really fun. And let me know what else you would like to see here, like more snips and bits of life, or of the country, or of my yarn, or of my knitting, or whatever other things. Let me know, because it's always good to get some feedback on what I'm doing here for you. Or for myself. I'm doing it for myself, of course, the videos, but it's fun to see people are watching it, and that they if they come with any feedback, I'm really happy to hear and read that. As said, I'm also on Instagram, so you can follow me there. And yeah, if you're interested in joining the retreat next year, just send me a quick email or a note on Instagram or here on YouTube. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one, and I'm also interested to see what I have to show there. So see you soon. Bye bye.